Welcome to another video on the Launch Socials channel. My name is Nick, and I am the person along with my team responsible for over 13 million in sales and 6 million followers grown using social media and funnels and info and the whole thing. We've run many different funnels. We've grown hundreds of clients. We're the people on the back end responsible for a lot of other people growing and making a ton of money. In today's video, we are talking about the Google Doc that makes me $1 million per year. We're going to go through the funnel on it. We're going to go through how we set it up. We're going to go through the psychology behind it. And we're going to go through how it compares to other funnels and other options, depending on who you are, depending on what you're selling, all of that. Now, one important thing to mention that I think is quite interesting, the same tactics that we teach you as a viewer of our channel or a viewer of mine personally on any of my personal channels or a client of mine or the things that we implement for any of our clients if they're done for you, it's the same thing that we use for ourselves. And we sell consulting services. We sell done-for-you services. We sell info products on how to make tons of money on social media the right way without being cringe, without being fake, while being 100% authentic the entire time. And it just so happens that we're also going to use the same tactics that we teach you for ourselves. So today I'm doing a little bit of a documentation video on how we make money from our YouTube videos, from our Instagram, from all these different places, and it all comes down to this doc, or this is one of the funnels that we run. So let's get into it. If you've ever seen any of my videos before, you know I talk about this thing called the Playbook. And what the Playbook is the doc. This thing right here that I have a screenshot of, that's the actual Google Doc. Now, how you get into the Playbook happens through a landing page, okay? There's a landing page, and when you go to that landing page, you got to put in your email, your phone, and your name. That's what I want. That's what I consider a lead at my company, so we can contact you. You're 100% going to get contacted and say, hey, why'd you grab it? That's just how it works, okay? That's how you run a proper, tight sales team. We can talk about sales probably in a different video. I'll have sales in a different video. Anyway, you go to the landing page, you opt in. After that is a confirmation page. Now, on the confirmation page is a thank you and also an option to apply for more help if you're that interested, obviously, in the landing page. Okay, this is a lead magnet at the end of the day. This is a lead magnet funnel. From there, you're going to get an email and a text, and you're going to say, hey, is this where I send it? The email already has it. The text is coming from our team, and they're asking, hey, do you want this? Is this where I send it? Etc. And it starts a conversation. That's how it works. That is how you actually opt in. And from the email and text, you get access to the Playbook. Now, inside the Playbook, it's not some fugazi garbage. It's actual value. Okay? It solves problems. And the most important thing, excuse my handwriting, by the way, it sells the opportunity. The opportunity at the end of the day of building a personal brand on social media with the system we've used to grow 13.8 million sales, or make 13.8 million sales and grow 6.5 million followers without being cringe or crooked or fake. That's our branding. That's what we do. It's worked really well for us. And we basically put it all in this doc, and this doc is like our thesis on social media growth and personal brands as a whole. So that's what you're going to find inside. And inside, what the goal really is to sell somebody on the opportunity of social media. It's to solve some problems. It's to give value. And it's to position us and ourselves as experts. If you read that doc front to back, or even half of it, you're going to be like, the dude who wrote this is the man. Because, come on, look at me, right? No, I'm kidding. But at the end of the day, that's the goal. Right? If you're interested in social media and you want help, that's the goal. You should see us as experts after reading that. That is just the purpose. That's what it looks like. By the way, if you want this doc and you want to learn how to grow on social media and make a ton of money, the link is the first link in the description. It'll help you out a ton. Okay? Now, from here, I want you to understand that there's a couple different ways funnels can work. Okay? You can have lead magnet funnels. You can have DM funnels. You can have a VSL funnel. Sometimes this VSL could be a webinar. Some people might position it as a free training, okay? There's lots of interoperable and changeable things. At the end of the day, though, the purpose of all these is one thing. It's to collect money. Now, I'm not just going to put the money there. I'm actually going to do one other thing. Usually, it's to book a call, because I like running call funnels. Call funnels absolutely crush it for us with higher ticket. If you're selling anything over $2,000, you should probably have a call funnel. Now, after the call, it is the dollars, and this is the sales process, right? So from basically here, where someone, lead comes through the lead magnet or the DMs or the VSL, and they opted in, your sales team starts to take over in this stage where this person is a lead. And from the point to lead to dollars is the sales process. Now, there's a lot of intricacies of sales processes. Some people think it's just closers, it's just setters. There's way more stuff. There's marketing things we do, there's ad things we do, there's email things we do, there's text message things we do, there's follow-up things we do, there's team stuff, there's training stuff. There's so much on sales. I could sit here and probably make a 10-hour video on sales, and it maybe still wouldn't even be completed, okay? So something important to note is that is the sales process. We're not going to be covering that today. However, I want you to understand that the lead magnet funnel, we call the Playbook, that's our lead magnet, is just another funnel that could be run. We also run DM. We also run VSL. We don't run webinar or training right now, but we run these three. We have setters here, we have setters here, and we have setters here. Okay? And anyone who opts in, gets called and dialed up by the setter. These are just where our traffic is and what's needed. Now, to make $1 million a year, what do you need? You only need one funnel. Not two. I put both up, but you need one funnel, okay? To make $1 million a year, you need one funnel. You need to be growing a few thousand followers a month, and you need one product, okay? So whether that funnel is a lead magnet, a DM, a VSL, a webinar, if it makes money, if one of these makes cash, you double down on that until you're over, I'll just do DD, aka double down, until over 1 mil a year. And once you're above 1 mil a year, you can then expand to a different funnel. Now, I like the lead magnet funnel a lot, the one that we're running here, because it's simple. Like I showed you already, it is a landing page right here. It is a confirmation page, and then it's an email sequence after that. Fundamentally, all you need in a funnel is that landing page, is that confirmation page, is that email, and then continued email sequences and text message touch points until this person books a call. Now, how do we get to this place where somebody is actually willing to book a call? Let's run through what this lead magnet needs. The first thing, in terms of a structure of the doc, right? There's a science to it. One, you need to speak to your ICP, your ideal customer profile. Okay, you need to speak to them. You need to speak to their problems and their pains and their desires from the jump, like in the headline, in the intro, all of that. Next, and by the way, if you don't know how to speak to pains, problems, desires, I do have multiple videos on this channel about that. They're more so centered around content and ideation, but it works the same thing for your sales assets like your lead magnet and your VSL and your offer as a whole. Okay? Now, from there, you're going to run through your thesis. Your thesis is just like, why? Why this strategy? It's why me as the best. It's why you, as the person reading this, can achieve this. Why you achieve, okay? You want to really dispel limiting beliefs. You want to sell yourself a little bit. In here, to do this, you're gonna do social proof. Okay, you're gonna do personal proof. When I say social proof, I'm talking about clients, testimonials, stuff like that. If you don't have it, it's fine. You can just lean on personal proof. But at the end of the day, you wanna do that. You wanna tell your story. Okay. You also really just want to sell the opportunity, which I've talked about so far. Okay. I hope you guys can read this. It's a little messy. Now, after the thesis comes value. The important thing though, and you'll notice this if you're actually paying attention in any of my videos, I'm telling you guys what to do. I'm not telling you guys how to do it. Because if I told you how to do it, you would say, thank you, Nick. And then you would just go do it for yourself if you're a really smart person. Okay? The problem is that actually does a disservice to you because you're going to think you know how to do it, and then you're going to go try it, and then it's going to come out wrong, and you'll be like, it's not working. What you really need is my help. Now, so I'm telling you in here what, not how. And that should be how you do it in your marketing. Like if you're a fitness guy, tell them what to do this exercise, but don't tell them the how. Don't give them the full picture. Because even if you give them the full picture, it's not actually going to help them because everybody's individual situation is unique. And you might be, looking at this like, man, Nick, that means you don't give a lot of value. No, I give tons of value. You're watching this video right now and you're like, oh shit, like this is how I structure a lead magnet doc. I'm going to go take it. Obviously, there's stuff here that you can use and implement like today, right now. But the thing is, if I told you exactly step-by-step how, I'm going to instill so much self-belief in you that you're going to go and do it, and it's going to be all you, and you're going to try it, and it's still not going to be right because I'm only giving you about 5 to 10%. And I'm not doing that on purpose. It's just like, how do I fit into a YouTube video 100% of everything that you're going to need to know for your individual specific scenario? It's not going to be there. And so the how always comes on the back end. Anyone who claims to tell you how is only really telling you what. I'll be honest. I'm just being upfront about it. I'm breaking that wall and just being real about it. So I'm giving you the what. I'm giving you the what to do. Okay? And the what is our 3-step process. At least in ours, that's what it is in the doc. And the 3-step process is to get to 20K a month. That's what the doc teaches. That's what the doc shows. And I'm not trying to leave out all the other stuff, but the doc would literally be 500 pages long if I put everything maybe more, probably 1,000 pages long if I put everything that I know about online business and how to make money from social media into it, and then nobody would read it ever. You got to make it consumable too. So that's the gist there. And I see a lot of people, maybe you watching this, that are making your free resources way too big, way too long, way too quote-unquote value-packed, and then nobody consumes it. You need people to go through it. You need people to consume it. Now, one other thing that I do along with the doc is I also make a video about the doc. So the structure, even at the top, is I link a video. You can see, if I go back up, you can see Learn Faster. Video walkthrough, and that's a YouTube video on this channel. I also have an application, apply to get our one-on-one help, right there as well. You always want to pitch from the start. By the way, if you're looking for help, there's a link below. You can submit an application. You can work with me. We can put stuff like this together exactly one-on-one if we determine, this is the right fit and you need this, and that. You can submit an application below if you want help like that, getting from 0 to 20 or from 20 to 100 plus per month with your social media, your personal brand, all of that. We work on the funnels, the back end, everything. Now, after the value, we also give a bonus in ours, and the bonus is a future pace, okay? Because after somebody gets to 20K a month, they're ready to scale. And for me, when I look at that, it's like 100K a month plus is like you're scaling because you have a team, ads, systems, optimization, etc. Okay? And the future pace in here is like, man, the next thing is this. Oh, also we do have a product on this that you could apply for if you're already at this stage. Or when you're ready, we can help you. A lot of people that are in our main thing end up graduating because that's a back-end sequence. And I talk about that in many other videos. Now, from here, you want to conclude it. And when I say conclude it, you want to sum up the value and the lessons and the opportunity in the doc. Again, excuse my handwriting, but you're summing up the value, the lessons, the opportunity. And you're concluding it, and you're basically saying, look, guys, I don't know why I just drew that line, to be honest. Look, guys, this is what you learned. This is how to go implement, right? How to implement from here, right? Now, after you conclude it, you want to pitch. And the pitch is always something like 3 options. Keep doing same stuff, okay? 2, so that's 1. 2, implement. You can actually go and implement what we just went over in this document, in this training. Or 3, you can work with us. And here's the 3 or 4 benefits of actually working with us, which is going to save time. You're not going to, have to guess. Instead of taking 2 years to implement all this stuff fully, you can do it in 3 months with us. Maybe you should apply. And then you go over features. Right here. Go over the features. There we go. I can't spell today. I'm terrible with this iPad, I'll be honest. Go over the features and, what's included, how it looks, the final pieces of the pitch, the same as what you do on a phone call. And then, right here, you should have a link. Okay, and right down here, you should have a link. And then under here, you have testimonials and client results, and then a final pitch with a link. Okay, now, a couple things. If you want to know exactly what this looks like, go get the doc. Go apply below, okay? Secondarily, if you want help implementing something exactly like this, go down below and grab our doc, right? Go down below and shoot an application to us. That's how this whole thing works. Now, the final piece of this, I want you guys to remember, as a reminder, I know I already went over this, you need to just pick one funnel. One funnel. And for some of you, if your strength is writing, do the lead magnet doc. Do the doc. If your strength is video, do the VSL. If your strength is like follow-up and selling, start with DMs. All these funnels work. I mean, they all work. All these funnels work. They roughly all work the same. It's going to depend on your strength is where you should start. And so if it's writing, if it's video, or if it's follow-up and selling, you start with the one that's strongest for you and what you're most inclined to and where you can get the information out the absolute best, and you just do that. For us, we started with this, then we did this, and we have all these 3 running right now as we scale to 10 mil, 12 mil a year. Our goal is $1 mil a month. So I want you to pick one funnel, okay? And 2, if it is a document, you follow this exact process right here. This is the exact structure that makes us $1 million per year from this Google Doc right here. Now, if you want further help, if you want to see the Google Doc, or you just want to get help from us, go down below. You can grab that Google Doc. It's the first link in the description. It's the playbook. Secondarily, if you want further help one-on-one with me, with the team that's actually done 13 million sales and grown 6 million followers, go down below, submit an application. There's no pressure either way. I appreciate you being here, and if you like these videos, just subscribe, just be here. Shoot me a DM if you have any questions or if you have ideas on further. And if you have any questions, you can also just drop them below in the comments. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for being on the YouTube. This was Nick from Launch Socials, and I'll see you guys in the next video.